bringing it to them all day. All day. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Win or lose, we bringing it to you always. Always. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Orange or black, we rebuild the pack. No matter where we at, you know we coming back. Section 336, we on this, so tune in. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Yeah, yeah, welcome to Birdland. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Birdland. Now, here come the boys from Section 336.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Baltimore sports fans of all ages, welcome to Section 336, next generation of Baltimore sports talk. I'm your dearly starring host, Matt Soroka, as always, joined by the button lover, Josh Soroka.
Matt, I think this officially kicks off our 15th season covering the Orioles on Section 336.
You threw me off. You can't change your hat from pre-show to when we go live.
I did. I went from no hat to I went and put on an Oriole hat because I want to make sure if people are flipping by YouTube or anything, they know it's an Orioles podcast.
All right. Fair
I
enough.
figured I'll put on an Orioles hat.
Yeah, I don't have my Orioles hat on.
It's 15 seasons. I figure it's time that we start not caring.
Yeah. And
not
Josh,
caring if people watch.
And Josh, in 15 seasons, I think we can make a good argument that this is the best off season. Maybe undoubtedly, I guess, in arguably the best off season we've ever covered.
It is, and that's why it drives me crazy when people are so negative about the team. When I look on Twitter and what someone from the Banner will put out, what's your predictions of the team? And people will just complain, this team will never be there until Elias is gone. This team will never be this. This team will never be that. This is the best off season since we've been doing this podcast.
Yeah, but don't you blame that a little bit on Mike Elias setting the bar so high, both with signing Pete Alonso so quickly in the offseason and talking about how, he still has enough money to add a big arm.
Yes.
And I think they really did go hard at Ranger Suarez. It didn't work out. But I think it's part of his own fault. This is liftoff. He set the expectations high and he didn't get the elite pitcher.
But also, I think the expectations, they should be high. I think we should be going in with high expectations. I know we won't do our bold predictions for a couple more weeks, but yeah, my expectations are high.
No, but I'm not talking about the season. I'm talking about the off season. The expectations of the off season were so high with the Alonso signing and all the talk. There was a lot of big talk.
Oh, and
the Orioles. And how they were in every they were in on every free agent.
Well, and they were in on every free agent because let's be honest, like the Orioles could have used an ace. In some regard, I'm not concerned about the pitching staff, but it seemed to go at the start of the offseason of, okay, well, we're going to get a new manager and we're going to get an ace.
Yeah. And
we didn't get that ace necessarily.
Yeah. It sounds like Suarez is the guy who really missed out on. I know Valdez was the last guy off the board.
Yeah. I believe I'm right there with you that Ranger Suarez is who we wanted.
Yeah.
But I also do not want to give him the deal he got. I think he got overpaid.
Yeah, and I think if you look at this, Josh, I think it really does. The 1 year deal to Bassett, we can get in the Bassett signing, but it also leaves you really flexible for next year. So it's just we have several 1 year deals that are coming off the book this year, and so if we wanted to pursue a high praise free agent next year, next offseason, I think we're in good position to do that.
I agree, and I think.
I wouldn't want to sign like Valdez if Elias felt he wasn't the guy and there was someone better next year. And I don't want to hamstring us next year because we just had to do something.
And I don't want to spend all that money and overpay on a pitcher, and then there's a chance he could be your third guy or your fourth guy. Our rotation is interesting enough that we've got two guys that legit could have chance of being the ace. And even in the Cy Young conversation.
Oh, my. We already getting that bold predictions.
I'm not getting to bold predictions. I'm just saying I am so intrigued at the type of season that Bradish and Rogers will have that I almost feel that overpaying for an ace would have diminished some of that and could have led to some frustration of now we're stuck with this guy for 5 years.
Yeah.
And we also quickly forget about Shane Baz, who I'm also pretty excited about. I think he has potential. Bassett's an inning eater. I'm real happy with our rotation. You want to talk about the Bassett signing?
Yeah, I'm also joined here by Silas. He's a little irritated at me, I think, because these headphones are not quality headphones, and he's having trouble keeping the headphone in his ear. It's these really oddly weird shaped, big old circular ones.
Yeah.
His ear hole's a little bit too small for the size of the headphones.
He's got to
Sorry
get some of
about
the
that.
overheads over ears.
Yeah, I know. We need to get. I need to get like a splitter for my laptop where you can have 2 sets of headphones. That's what I need.
Yeah, we can do that for you.
Yeah.
Um,
But no, Josh, I take offense at your comment about the innings eater for Chris Bassett.
You don't think he is? What do you see Chris Bassett as?
Oh, I don't know, Josh. If you look at his numbers in the past since 2021, his ERA, right, here's his ERA since 2021, 3.93, 3.72, 4.21, 4.28, 3.84. Just Mr. Consistency. Has wars in the 2s every year.
Right.
Also brings World Series experience going back with the Toronto Blue Jays last year. So I see him. I saw someone comparing him to like the Chris Morton signing. I think that's ridiculous. I think he is a legit a legit arm in a rotation.
Yeah, but don't put down my inning eater comment, because last year he pitched 170 innings, 2024 171, 200, 181, 157. The guy pitches.
Yeah. Usually when people say innings eater, though, there's an implication that he's not very good at pitching.
No. He's a good pitcher.
Fill up innings.
No, I'm not putting him down. We talk a lot about this rotation, and we talk a lot about how if your pitchers can get to the 6 through 6, man, it makes it an easy job for your bullpen. It takes a lot of stress off your bullpen to then be able to have all that flexibility for 7, 8, 9. And he is the type of guy who can, and Shane Baz can, and Trevor Rogers can, and Kyle Bradish can, and that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, and if you and the Blue Jays shifted him to the bullpen, I think in the playoffs, and
Yes.
like where do you see him being penciled in terms of this starting 5?
I think he's third.
Oh, really?
I
You
think
put him
he's
above
third.
Baz?
I think I'm putting him above Baz
All right. I was
because
gonna
of
go
the proven
fourth after Baz.
because of the proven track record. I haven't looked at lefty righty. Are they all righties? But
I mean not Rogers, but in terms
and
of
let's see, Bradish is right-handed, right?
right, yeah, he's right-handed, and Bassett's right-handed,
And Rogers is left.
Rogers is left.
All right, so
Yeah, and
Okay.
Kramer's right. If you're still considering
right, Kramer's right.
Which
Baz is right.
Yeah, and then
All right.
Povich is
So you're
left.
already mixing it up by 1, 2, 3 going right, left, right. So you're forcing the opponent to mix up their lineup for game 2.
All right.
Which is good.
Josh is already breaking down lineups. Love that.
Well, I say that with putting Rogers in the middle there, where really I think Rogers is your number 1.
yeah.
But
Hey,
yes,
yeah. So and you looked at the numbers, and I know we said, and I was like, okay, you got to try and sign Zach Allen now. He's the only option. He ended up
Yeah, and I
signing a
wanted
little bit
Verlander.
after. Yeah.
But this is a better option.
Yeah, you breaking down, looking at his numbers, it just seems like a really good fit for the Orioles. It
Yeah.
seems to address a real need. And again, he comes off the book next year, so he doesn't hamstring you what you want to do next offseason. So I feel really good about the signing.
Yeah, 31 starts last year, 2.1 WAR. That's amazing. That's great.
Yeah, over 2 WAR each of the last 5-6 seasons. So he's just Mr. Consistency.
Yeah.
The only concern, the only red flag is the age, right? You don't know.
Well,
at
and that's
at some point he's going to fall off.
And
Charlie
that's the
Morton fell
1-year
off.
deal.
Yeah.
That is why it's 1 year, which does give us a lot of flexibility, which for a young team, that's a good thing to have.
Yeah. Hey, we're sticking with talking about the rotation here. ESPN announced Buster Olney does the top 10 each position.
Yes.
And, a lot of anticipation about the pitching, top 10 starting pitchers. Who's going to go number 1, Skubal or Skeens? He went with Skubal. I read the article, Josh. I read the top 10. Then he gets to mention several names, including former Oriole Kevin Gossman in the
So we've got
honorable mentions.
Okay.
No mention of any Orioles starting pitchers.
He is Buster's a funny guy because Grace Rodriguez, he was not a fan of until he got traded. And then it's like, oh, the Orioles blew it letting go of this guy. And I've heard him bring up Grayson on his podcast. I've heard him mention Grayson so many times this offseason.
Yeah, I just don't really understand. There was a guy, I mean, if we're basing things off earned run average, I know he's not a huge strikeout guy, but it seems like not giving up runs or not giving up hits or walks is kind of the point of the game.
Yes.
And Trevor Rogers was better than Skubal, was better than Skeen, was better than Maul in terms of ERA. Now, I get the argument, like he only pitched 100 innings, that's why he's not the top of like qualifying players. And I get he doesn't have a huge track record. And I wouldn't put Rogers as the number one pitcher in baseball. But I can't believe he can't even make an honorable mentions list. Seems a bit. I even did one of those, like, am I missing this? Like, control find, looking for the Rogers name. Like, I must have missed it somewhere. It's not there.
It's got to be the number of innings pitched. It's the fact that Skubal got close to 200 innings, and he's at 100 innings.
But if I think going into this season, Josh, who I want in terms of my rotation.
But one thing you know is with pitchers especially, everyone loves to praise these and bring up the sophomore slump. They love to not believe the guy can do it again.
Well, he was good, and then he was bad for a while, and then good again. So he's a little bit different of a situation.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, it's Buster. He's going to be down on the Orioles.
It's not just Buster. If you polled just baseball people, give me your top 10 starters, I don't know if Rogers would be in any of those names. Even though last year he was the best. He would have been in Cy Young contention if he had more innings. Now, he doesn't have a ton of strikeouts. People love strikeouts for some reason. But to me, if I'm starting a rotation, and I'm biased, but if I'm starting a baseball team and I need a rotation, I'm probably going with just straight starting pitchers. Of course, I go with Skubal and Skeens number 1 and maybe Yamamoto number 3. But right after that, in the discussion, I'm going with Rogers as the fourth best pitcher in baseball. Based on last year.
I believe
now we'll see what happens this year.
I believe that Rogers can do that. But I can understand people outside didn't really pay attention enough.
Yeah, didn't pay attention because he was good when the Orioles were bad.
Yes.
In that kind of portion of the season. And it was only 100 innings, and I just don't think people know. Just that the people don't know how good he was last year. And I think it's going to come out this year. I don't want to get to bold predictions. We're hinting at it, but like I think it's going to come back this year and put it all together for a full season.
And that's why. And that's why I say Trevor Rogers should be the opening day pitcher, because I see it really
agree.
It really doesn't matter who's 1, who's 2. It's an honor to pitch opening day, and I think that he deserves that honor based on what he did last year. Where Bradish could be your ace. Bradish could be your top pitcher, sure. But Rogers proved it last year, and I think deserves that slot.
Yeah. I agree. And I think he's the best pitcher on the staff. So
yeah. I also think it's why Game 2 is a Bradish giveaway.
Is it?
I believe that's what someone was telling me yesterday it was.
Hey, the only thing that bothers me about Trevor Rogers is there was a quote. I got some spring training quotes. We're going to get to it later. My favorite spring training quotes.
Yeah. Now today we have everyone down in Sarasota, even though most of the position players showed up last week. They're all officially there today.
Yeah. So Trevor Rogers is on the final year of his contract. His contract is done after this year.
Yeah.
And someone asked him, have what about extension talks with the Orioles? And his quote was, Josh, I couldn't believe this. His quote was, if they come up, it would be great. This organization has helped me a lot. Unfortunately, it's something out of my control. Hopefully, as the season goes on, and maybe this offseason, we'll have some conversations. Yeah. It's somewhere I want to be. If it happens, it happens. You're telling me that quote implies there's been no conversations. Isn't that a little bit wild?
Well, we'll get to this later about some other topics where there's things now where I'm like, wait, Mike Elias hasn't been working on that all offseason? He hasn't made these phone calls?
I mean, I could see like Trevor Rogers counting himself to have another year like last year and put himself as an elite pitcher. But you didn't even have conversations?
If I'm Mike Elias, I'm trying to say, hey, we liked what you did last year. How about we lock you in for another 3 to 5 years? Low bar, being like, hey, we don't know if you'll prove it or not. But
you're not on the ESPN top 10 list.
Right.
So like the industry doesn't see you as a top 10 pitcher.
Buster Olney doesn't even know who you are. So here, let me sign you now. Oh yeah, it happens to be a cheap deal, just like I got Basallo cheap.
Wow, you don't need a cheap deal for Trevor Rogers. How come? Like I would rather pay Trevor Rogers than Valdez, than Framber Valdez.
If he can really do what he did last year, then
All
yes.
right. Yeah, and I guess maybe that's the holdup. But
Now,
Josh,
the holdup is if he does do that this year, he can quickly be priced out of the Orioles.
yeah, he's not getting Framber Valdez numbers. He's getting much higher than that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's where, yeah, if I was Mike Elias, I would have had this conversation already, and that's an odd one.
Well, it is an odd one because I could see, okay, like maybe like a 3-year deal doesn't interest Trevor Rogers because he's trying to cash in big next year. But how do you not have the conversation? That's what I don't understand. How has there been no talks? And maybe the agent has talked and just never got to Trevor Rogers on there. But I don't. I just find that hard to believe that there was no conversations.
I agree. That's an odd quote.
Because in terms of who this offseason I'd be looking at extensions, I mean, Trevor Rogers, because he's up, he would be at the top of my list.
He is, because he's the only guy who's running out this year, right? Of the future.
The meaningful guys.
Yeah, like we're not at Gunner yet.
Yeah.
We're not at Holiday yet.
Yeah, we're not even at Westbrook yet. Yeah.
No, I'd be looking at him. I'd be considering a guy like Beavers to try to get cheap again, like I did Basallo.
Right.
But yeah, no. Now, maybe it's because Mike Elias has been on the phone trying to get another pitcher the entire offseason. But it seems to me like maybe he signed Pete Alonso and then he took 2 months off.
Yeah.
And said, I'll see you in January.
Yeah. And again, I'm not even mad they didn't sign him. I'm just, I'm perplexed that they didn't even have the conversation.
Yes, I agree. That's an odd statement. Right. And also, Saturday, March 28th, is the Kyle Bradish jersey hoodie giveaway for Game 2.
All right, yeah, it's all.
So
just no one get hurt, so we can make this happen.
Yeah, so it might be, hey, let's force Craig's hand to put Bradish as the second pitcher.
Yeah. Hey, as long as no one gets hurt. Speaking of injuries, I guess the other big news to come out, I guess this is, I don't know, maybe as big as the Bassett signing, is the injury to Jackson Holiday, broken hamate bone in his hand. This seems to be a popular injury.
Yeah, I think there were three guys in the past week with broken hamate bones.
Yeah, superstars. Corbin Carroll, Francisco Lindor.
So that's a bone like right here in your hand.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it's a tiny little bone.
It's a tiny little bone. It's an annoyance. I saw he was getting the cast off like today.
Yeah.
So only need the cast for a little bit, but still will miss a couple weeks of the regular season.
Yeah, they said it's, each injury, I was reading a little about this, is different, affects people differently. But they said, based on other people's experience, about 3 weeks before you can start to swing again.
Yeah.
And then who knows after that. I think you're going to slow play it as much as possible. You wanted that bone to be strong.
Yeah, and that's the part I will never understand with Major League Baseball players is why, like, all right, in 3 weeks I can swing again, but I'm not ready to play because I need 3 more weeks of practice swings.
Yeah, especially when it's just a little bone in your hand. It's not like you have to get in physical shape again. Like
and it's like
run and do all other stuff.
You spent your Jackson Holiday. You spent all off season working out at your home. You're saying because you're going to have 3 weeks of you can't hit for your hand to heal, suddenly you can't now hit Major League hitting. Your timing's that far off. Yeah, I don't believe it.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens, but you certainly don't want to rush it back.
Well, that's why we signed a guy.
Well, no, Josh.
No, I know.
Are you with the timing?
Before.
We traded for Blaze Alexander. The next day,
yes,
he breaks his hamate bone. So that was.
I had to go. I'm sure, like you did, went and backtracked because you're like,
did
was
the
something going on that we didn't know about?
Yeah, but it wasn't. It was just Mike Elias can see into the future, I guess.
Yeah.
But hopefully, just a hiccup, and it sounds like we have some depth in the infield.
Yes, thanks to Blaze.
Yeah, is that? I think one of the biggest question marks, things I'm watching in spring training, Josh.
Okay.
Is it seems like certainly our best offensive infield.
It is.
Whoa. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, while you're talking about the infield and spring training, can I tell you one of the spring training quotes that I shook my head at?
All right, because I got my top 3 favorite spring training quotes.
All right, is one of your top 3?
I got top 4.
Is one of your top 3 about Kobe Mayo? The Kobe Mayo quote.
No, this is good.
All right, the Kobe Mayo quote was, we will tell him where we want him to play when he shows up. that he came to spring training not sure where they were going to try to play him.
Yeah.
At third base, at outfield, at whatever. Why didn't you, like, as soon as you signed Pete Alonso, called up Kobe and said, obviously we're going to be moving you from first base. I'd like you to mentally prepare, however, that you could play in the outfield, that you could play third base, that you could play second base. Why wouldn't you have this conversation before spring training? I don't get this.
Well, there's so many, Josh, because I think there's so many outside factors. First of all, I think Mike Elias maybe thought, oh, he won't even be here come spring training.
Well,
that's a conversation I don't need to have.
Well, that's the other thing I want to get to is, yesterday I believe the story came out of the Orioles are trying to trade Kobe Mayo and Ryan Mountcastle. Haven't they been trying to do this for 3 months?
Yeah, I assume since the moment they signed Pete Alonso, they were on the phone about.
So too. Why is it a news story yesterday?
Yeah, it seems like we can kind of debate that, but I think one of the reasons where you didn't know what to tell Mayo is because I think you didn't know because like one of the biggest question marks for me is now he's taking reps at third base, obviously.
Yes.
And to me, the best setup for the infield now would be Westbrook at second, Henderson at short, and Mayo at third.
Correct.
Blaze on the bench.
Correct.
But that assumes that Mayo can hold his own at third base.
Correct.
And if he can, it feels like he can stay around because if there's an injury to any member of the infield, right? If there's infield, if Gunnar gets hurt, well, now Holiday can switch over and Westbrook can switch over.
Yes.
And Mayo can go to third, right?
Yes. It gives you the ability to keep a big bat like Mayo on your bench to mix in to DH and give people different flexibility to take days off.
Yeah, and you can still find a way to use them productively.
Yes,
because the flexibility of Westberg and Holiday.
It does. Now, if I was Mayo on my own, as soon as they signed Pete Alonso, I'd start working out at third base.
Yeah,
I'd start doing it on my own.
Yeah,
but I just think it's funny that they didn't tell him until he showed up in Sarasota.
Yeah, but I wonder, Josh, if Holiday didn't get hurt, maybe we're having a different conversation. Maybe he's playing more in left field or right field in spring training.
Perhaps.
But the injury, all of a sudden, no, we need a third baseman the first month of the season.
Maybe. I don't know. It was just a weird quote for I don't know where you're going to play.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
especially because it means year round with these guys. They're always working out and training. Yeah.
Meanwhile, what are you doing with Ryan Mountcastle? Just saying, hang out at your hotel room. We'll let you know when we mail you out.
Yeah, it seems like Mountcastle, more than Mayo, like Mountcastle can't play third. Like if he can't play first and Alonso plays first every day, barring an Alonso injury, there's no role for Mountcastle on this team.
No, and how are you? And can you really carry Mountcastle on your bench? I don't think so.
Right, and you can't play DH because you want the flexibility there with Basallo and Rutschman to have that DH spot. And guys like
he can't be your everyday DH. Correct.
No. So you're going to keep him to play an occasional DH?
No,
once
it makes
or twice
no
a week?
sense.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, to give Pete a little time off, it doesn't make any sense, especially when you can mix Adley or Basallo into that first base role as well, or Kobe.
Yeah. Unfortunately, given his past couple seasons, I don't think anybody wants him, though.
Right. So at what point is it just, sorry, we're going to let you go?
Well, the weird thing is, we had a chance to non-tender him, to not do the arbitration thing, and not pay him. But we chose to pay him and do the arbitration thing.
Because we thought we could trade him cheap.
Maybe, yeah, I guess so. Or, contingency plan. I still,
why does no one want him?
I think his numbers past couple seasons. If I'm a team like the Nationals or the White Sox or another kind of bottom feeder team who has room at DH or first base, I'm taking a flyer on Ryan Mountcastle because he could have a bounce back year and then you could trade him. And why not? He's an upgrade defensively if he can play first base.
Yeah. The problem is, can he bounce back? Because last season he was below replacement level.
Right. And the power has just gone. And how are you going to have a first baseman with no power?
$6.7 million with a 7.5 option.
Yeah.
Club option.
So I think the most likely option is he's released and then he'll pick up by another team on minimum wage and we'll be paying him.
That's what I assume, and I don't know. I assume you just cut him, and it sucks to be in that position for Mountcastle,
Yeah.
but it is what it is.
Yeah, but I think they're gonna hold on to him as long as they can, just in case an injury. Pops up. Yeah.
Yeah, but they can't put him at Norfolk, right?
No, I wonder they could put Mayo at Norfolk, and I wonder if if he doesn't work out at third base, if they say okay, go play third base every day or go play left field, right field every day, and maybe we can.
Also that's also part of the Mayo working out at third base means he's more attractive to teams.
Well, if it works, if he looks good, yeah.
If he looks fine at third base, then it's suddenly like, oh well, we could use a third baseman.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or a utility guy with pop.
Yeah, it's true. So we'll see there, but I don't know, like what do the Orioles need that they would trade Mayo for? I don't. I can't envision what they even trade him for.
Cash considerations, no depth. That would be a Mountcastle move. Would be cash.
Yeah.
Depth, like maybe bullpen help, but I think we're okay there too.
Yeah.
An outfielder.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, at this point,
it'd be depth.
Yeah, at this point with teams
prospects.
pretty much set. Yeah, and I wouldn't trade him for depth or prospects. So at this point, I think he stays put, right? Until at least the trade deadline. And then if he's playing with the trade deadline at Norfolk or wherever, and then you need that either the bullpen piece or the starter, that's when you could pull the trigger on Mayo.
Yeah, I think you keep Mayo, especially with the Holiday injury. And yeah, Mountcastle is just, you have no choice, unfortunately.
Yeah, agreed. All right. Hey, so
you want to get to your quotes?
Yeah, let's get to my favorite.
Since I brought up one. All right.
Yeah.
Your top 3 quotes from Sarasota.
Yeah.
Is any of these,
I have four.
Is any of these the picture of Dave Rubenstein? And it says, Dave Rubenstein is set up behind home plate during batting practice, reading a book. And he's just reading a book.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Doesn't it say something that Rubenstein is invested in this team, that he's going to like opening spring training workouts?
Oh yeah,
doesn't
totally.
Say, like he cares?
Let's be real.
He's
if
not
I was
sitting
the
in his
owner,
office.
I would do the same thing. I'd go down there, say hi to the guys,
right,
and sit back and read a book and watch the occasional hits. Look up when something sounds big. Totally, I like it.
Yeah, but
it's a baseball move.
Yeah, but when you get these owners with a lot of money, sometimes you, not to be cynical, but sometimes you wonder, is this like just like another business transaction, or does he really care?
Exactly? He's a fan.
Yeah, he's a fan. He's a fan.
Yes.
That's good. So my first quote is from, we just talked about him, Blaze Alexander.
Okay.
He said, I don't know if you saw this quote. He says, "It looks like a football team in there. Everyone's huge. It's good stuff."
All right, I like it.
He must have been looking at Tyler O'Neill or something.
I'm trying to think. Tyler O'Neill's big. Pete Alonso's big.
Yeah, Pete Alonso's a big guy too.
Adley, Gunner, they bigger than Blaze?
I think everyone probably worked out a lot in the offseason too. Yeah. Got big.
I like it.
Gone are the days of Fat Tillman. We're big and strong in there.
Yeah.
Here's one. So this one. Let's talk about this one, Josh.
Okay.
Because this, to me, is another a mystery. This is another mystery one.
Okay.
Did you see this Heston Kjerstad quote?
All right. Yes. Now,
so here's
which
the quote. They asked him. Someone asked him, "What can you share about what you went through last year?"
Yes.
And Kjerstad said, "At this time, I'm probably not going to share too much. Kind of like the team's already said. In the future, that's something we definitely will get into. Cover the whole topic and all that."
Yes.
What happened last year? Why can't he talk about it? Why can't he talk about it later?
All right. I swear that 3 years ago, 4 years ago, when Kjerstad was in the minors, after the COVID year, it came out that he has myocarditis.
Right.
Which people had talked about being a side effect of the vaccine.
To the vaccine with his heart, sure.
I swear that was a story. The Orioles have scrubbed it. Where that didn't happen. We're not talking about that. Nothing.
Oh, you think this is vaccine related?
They call it all the time. They call it fatigue.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing, all right, so let's say it's not the myocarditis. And maybe that's too much of a hot button item, political thing. So they're not, all right, it's not that. What else could it be? It leads people to think, was there something mentally? going on, and psychologically, because that's something you want to talk about. The third option I have is he got hit in the head and was like multiple times, that it could be like a Brian Roberts type situation where he kind of went downhill after sliding into second base wrong, and a concussion issue. But I still go with, it's very weird how I feel like I read a story about myocarditis and now nobody talks about it and it's all fatigue.
Hey, a basketball connection here, because I follow the Hawks now. I'm a big Hawk watcher, and we traded at the deadline Kristaps Porzingis, and we signed him, Josh, in the offseason. And then when the season started, he just never played. And so people are like, what's going on? And it turned out no one knew when they signed him, but he has this thing called POTS. I don't know what this thing is.
POTS?
Yeah.
I've heard of POTS.
Yeah. And it's a heart condition.
Yes.
And he's missed the majority of the season, but they didn't identify until the season started. So I also wonder if it's, there's a lot of mysterious thing that happens with the body. But like POTS is something that lingers. So I don't think you would just have it last year and fully recovered now. That'd be something that's always comes up.
Right. All right. So I went to Google and I typed in Kerstead, what's wrong with him?
Yeah.
And Google came up with it and says that after signing with the Orioles in 2020, he missed the entire 21 season because after signing, a viral infection caused myocarditis.
Right, but we're talking about 2024 and 2025.
And that was 2021.
Yeah,
so,
what about 2025?
Yeah. So then they said it was challenging time to return to play by 2022 to get his first home run. And then in 2025, it came out that he was sidelined with a non-sports medical condition related to fatigue.
Right. So you think it's still part of that myocarditis
But this
story.
was treated, and no one has confirmed that it is a return to the previous myocarditis.
Yeah, it's a mystery out there.
So
one day we'll uncover. One day he'll write his memoir.
Right.
And we'll
at least I know. At least Google is now letting me know I'm not crazy over the myocarditis.
Yeah. He does seem I watched the interview with him, and he does seem like a guy who's been humbled.
Yes.
He was like, even though and people talked about he looks really good, he was like, yeah, it's just a few at bats. We'll see.
Yeah. But don't you love also his quote about being out at the holiday compound this offseason and working with Jackson's dad to Matt Holliday to adjust his batting stance and his step.
He's adjusted his step a little bit. So,
yeah. So I like that.
In his swing. Yeah. So certainly, he's been putting in the work. So
I hope he's in the outfield for the Orioles opening day.
Yeah, I do too.
I always liked the kid. I just want to see it work.
And especially just his journey. You root for the kid.
Yes.
All right. So so here's another guy who was injured last year. And these are the next two quotes. I have two more quotes, and they're just make me laugh because this is typical of every quote you hear in spring training. All right. So this is Zach Eflin. He said, his quote, "The main goal was to go in there, feel healthy, and get off the field. That's what I did. I probably threw like 20 pitches and felt awesome. Felt really, really good. So really encouraged." This is 20 pitches. The guy's talking about how awesome he feels.
And that's
feels
again
awesome after 20 pitches. And then my last quote, a similar quote, but this is from Jackson Holliday. Jackson Holliday, before he hurt his hamate bone, he said, quote, "I only had like 5 live at bats, but in those 5 live at bats, I felt pretty good."
Yeah. And who
5 at bats.
And who was it? Someone was it Bradish? One of the pitchers was taking credit for breaking the hand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, saying he's the one who did it. I like the quote that came out from Zach Eflin, where Chris Bassett texted him right after he was signed with the Orioles, saying, "Let's go win a title." And Eflin responded with, "Dude, you're gonna love it here."
Yeah.
So I like that this team,
there's a lot of player texting. I mean, Holiday texted Blaze Alexander.
Yes.
Right when Blaze was traded. There's a lot of player texting.
Alonso texted everyone.
Yep.
About going to war and let's win the battle or something.
Yeah, it seems like a good clubhouse.
It does seem like a good clubhouse, so that's exciting.
Yeah. All right. Hey, something else I want to get into.
Isn't it nice also? Like the pictures coming out of Sarasota, they're not of overweight pitchers.
No, it's a
Like, it
football
looks like
team.
guys in good shape.
It's a football team out there, Josh. It looks
Yeah.
like a bunch of football players.
Well, we've got the new 40 yards on our new spring complex. How they redid it all, and you see how one field looks like a football field because they've got lines every 10 yards.
Is this a new indoor facility?
No. This is on the outdoor fields. They redid the outdoor fields as well, but the indoor field is apparently the indoor facility is apparently like has all the cameras and everything,
All the technologies.
so it's got all the tech to tell you exactly what you're doing wrong.
Right. Yeah, it can analyze every movement of your body from the moment you walk in there.
And again, it's cool stuff because forget the best offseason the Orioles have had sign-in since we've been doing this podcast. It's also like we're finally investing in modern technology.
Yeah.
And new facilities.
Well, and the proof's in the pudding, right? Like, and I know the biggest criticism is totally fair on the Orioles is they haven't developed some of these young players the way you want them to be developed. And that's a fair criticism. But then if you look at some of the improvements some of these pitchers have made, from Bautista to Trevor Rogers, and it just seems like if you want to get right, especially now how the Orioles are investing in technology, like the Orioles seem to be a good place. And this is and you saw all the text. And this seems like a place players want to be and play. And that's can only mean good things for free.
And that's why it was also a good sign to see how many people were in Sarasota last week where they didn't have to be.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's pretty typical now and all across the board where
is it?
Everyone just comes back. Yeah.
All right. Well, it's good.
Yeah, it beats the alternative. That's true. Yeah. Hey, I was doing this. You ever read this book? I read this book a while ago called Atomic Habits. You familiar with this book, James Clear?
Yeah, I'm very familiar with that book.
Yeah, you've read it? Why do you say very familiar?
I haven't read it. I believe it's in my household.
Okay.
But I have not read it. I'm not much of a habit guy.
It's one of the most popular habit books that exist out there.
Yeah, it's that, and he's got another one out now too, right?
Oh, he does? I don't know.
Well, or it might not be him. Everyone who read Atomic Habits, there's another book that everyone's reading now.
Oh, really? Okay. I'm unfamiliar with that other book, but I read Atomic Habits. Anyway, I do this activity with my students too, because we talk about habits with my students, particularly focus on reading habits, but I do this activity with my students, and I thought we could do it with the Orioles. And it's like James Clear calls it a pre-mortem. And that's where you say, if this thing that you wanted to do, a month in the future, if it didn't work out, like if you didn't succeed in this habit formation, what went wrong? And so like before it even goes wrong, you anticipate what could go wrong to make this habit not come true. And so, Josh, what I want to know, looking at the Orioles season,
the let them theory is the other book everyone reads.
All right, I have to check that out. So, if you were to take the Orioles, and let's say the Orioles for 2026 win 78 games, 77 games.
What went wrong?
What went wrong with the Orioles?
Yes,
that could cause them not to, because. I mean, we'll get to both predictions. I think we both think the Orioles are going to be good this year.
We are.
So if they're not good,
what went wrong?
What went wrong? Injuries or something else? What's most likely here?
All right. So, injuries at that point is most likely. But if you want to rule injuries out and talk about philosophy.
Or player performance.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I would say philosophy. I say we're a 78-win team if we only go for the long ball. That's been our mistake in the past. And when we are a power-heavy team, if we go just for long ball and don't try to get on base, that could make things go wrong.
I see. So if you look at some stats like strikeout numbers, maybe what we do with runners in scoring position, on base percentage, if all those are lacking.
The Orioles have a poor habit of trying to go all or nothing and trying to just win games with the long ball. And if strikeouts lead, that's where I would say would go wrong if I'm avoiding injury.
Yeah, and so you're going mostly offense there too. So if you think if things go wrong, it'd be more likely that things have gone wrong with the offensive side of things.
Yes, and I base that on that I think we have more depth in pitching, and I base that on I think our bigger problem last year was offense over pitching. I felt like pitching kept us in games that offense could not flip the switch.
Yeah, and so if that happens, Josh, that happens, I think. I would be surprised if the person at fault is Pete Alonso, right? Or Thames. I'm sorry, or Or why I'm blanking the new guy we got from the Angels for Grace Rodriguez, Ward, Taylor Ward. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Eric Thames there.
Yes,
but I think those are proven commodities. I think if that happens, it'll mean that Holiday, Beavers, Cowsers, these younger players once again did not take the step.
Or Gunner. Even Gunner doesn't bounce back.
Yeah, even Gunner doesn't bounce back. Like 2 years ago,
is it a shame that I don't trust Adley at all? So there's no concern for me if Adley doesn't bounce back because I don't expect him to.
Yeah, but what if Basallo doesn't turn it he doesn't put it? He has a rough rookie year like rookies have sometimes.
Right, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah. Okay.
Agreed. Where is that the same direction you would go with? Like, hey, if everything fails, here's where it's gonna fail, or are you concerned? Hey, our pitchers, we weren't good enough.
Yeah, I you know what? Like my biggest, and I know, like we've talked about starting pitchers, Josh. We never mentioned Tyler Wells.
Yes.
And so he could be a real good piece in the bullpen. But to me, I mean, I envision a world without Felix Bautista. I envision a world.
Well, that's going to happen. Batista's not here.
He's not there, right? A world where we're trying to figure out how to get into the ninth inning.
Yes.
And I'm concerned, like Kittredge, how much faith you have in Kittredge. Well, that's our big acquisition in the bullpen besides Helsley. So like I could see us going into the fifth, sixth inning. Our starters can't get deep enough. How are we going to get from the fifth, sixth, seventh inning into the eighth and ninth innings? I think if Tyler Wells moves there, I feel better about that.
And that's what I think.
But I think if we don't figure out the bullpen thing, because there's so many new pieces, and there's not a lot of proven pieces there, I'm actually most concerned about the bullpen in terms of things don't work out.
At this point, I have put Wells in the bullpen. And I love Wells.
Yeah.
But I'm so intrigued by him as a late inning guy. And I have enough guys in my rotation that I've mentally moved Wells to the bullpen.
Yeah. I'd be interested to see. I mean, that's another guy interested to see how they use, like, with Bassett, how do they use Povich? How do they use Wells?
Right.
Do any of these guys become bullpen arms or,
Well, look at our starting pitchers right now. Rogers, Bradish, Bassett. Those are locks to be in the rotation.
Yeah.
That leaves us one slot left.
Yeah.
So we still have Kramer, Povich, Wells.
And some of the quotes on Povich, I think Mike Elias is pretty high on Povich.
I couldn't figure out if that was a fake quote or not.
Okay.
Because that was like kind of put out there before we signed Bassett saying, hey, we want to give Povich this slot. It felt kind of fake-ish.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if that was real. But I think I enjoyed watching Povich. I see big things for him. But when I look at this rotation, I don't see Kramer as a bullpen guy.
Yeah.
I see Wells can move to the bullpen. I see Povich can move to the bullpen. And that's how I see it going. And Jay Baseball is in the chat saying Bassett will be a bullpen arm for the playoffs. I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be great.
He did it great for the Blue Jays last year.
Yeah,
he has that ability.
Well, and that's, I mean, we saw that with the Dodgers. I mean, this is what you do. You take your best guys, you have them start. Everybody else goes into the bullpen,
right?
And help there. So
exactly.
So if you're concerned about the bullpen, part of that will be alleviated in the playoffs by.
I'm not concerned about the bullpen in the playoffs. I'm concerned about the bullpen in the first 162 games.
Yeah.
Playoffs, that's fine. We'll deal with that when we get there. And the fact that we're there means it'll be fine.
Yeah. I think the other potential wild card in this, I mean, all the starting pitchers, I feel like starting pitchers are all kind of wild cards. Like, is Trevor Rogers going to be a number one elite? Is he going to be number three? I think a wide range of outcomes for Trevor Rogers. And outside of that, like innings, right? Like he only threw 100 innings last year. Bradish, how many innings will Bradish throw this year after just coming back late last year?
Yeah, which gives you the flexibility to do a six-man rotation. But then how do you do a six-man when you've got guys like Bassett that you want to get in there more? A six-man gets tricky, but what you can do is give people occasional extra days off and bump things around.
Right. But I think, I mean, Elias might be as high on Baz from his quotes as he is on Rodgers and Bradish. I think he likes Baz
Agreed.
a lot.
It does sound that way.
I think Baz, stuff-wise, has the potential to be pretty special. And it's hard for me to envision like the Orioles improving what the Rays do, because the Rays already do a really good job with pitchers. But I think Elias is really excited about the potential for Baz too. And that gives you a really strong potential 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Last year, Baz started 31 games and pitched 166 innings.
Yeah, so he's full go to go, whatever, 180, 190 if he can, if he stays healthy and can pitch deep in their games. So, yeah, Baz is full go.
I mean,
Rodgers has the ability. Like one of the things that excites me about Rodgers is he doesn't strike people out, but that means he can make soft contact. He doesn't walk guys. So Rodgers can go deeper into games. So especially this year, now that hopefully he's not on any innings limit or something, Rodgers has a potential to go deep into games, throwing fewer pitches.
And that's why people aren't talking about Rodgers though. It's because he started 18 games. He put up a 5.5 WAR and a 1.81 ERA.
That 5.5 WAR, Josh, was like fourth amongst pitchers in baseball who threw 200 innings or threw 170 innings.
And that's exactly the problem. Is he only started 18 games, 109 innings.
Right.
And for his career, he's only pitched 500 innings.
Right. Yeah. So, but you do the post-mortem or the pre-mortem. On the other side, it just feels like there's more possibilities of things that could go right. Right? Like it's hard for me to envision that both Rodgers falls off a cliff, Bradish is not the same, Baz doesn't work out. Bassett falls off a cliff at 30 because of his age. It's harder for me to envision all this stuff going wrong offensively, just replacing Mountcastle with Alonso, right? Just that in itself is a huge upgrade. Right. It's hard to me envision.
I agree.
Alonso,
and that's why
it's hard to paint a scenario for me where this team wins 75 games. It's much more likely that I think this is 95 win team.
And that's why my scenario is that team struggles and wins only 78 games because the offense performed like last year's offense.
Right.
Which is a problem.
Well, it's not a problem yet.
No. It's not a problem yet. And I say that we're playing a game. I am still way high up on the Orioles.
Yeah. I agree. I think we play in the toughest division in baseball. And I think it's going to be a tough road in the AL East. And I think everyone in the AL East besides the Rays got better. And so we got better, so did everybody else. So I think it's going to be a tough road to hoe.
I think the Red Sox had an outstanding offseason.
Yeah.
And so did the Orioles.
Yeah. Hey, we probably don't have time to get into this. Any thoughts on? I mean, there's going to be the new strike zone system where you can challenge calls. How does that work, Josh? Do you think players will challenge the call? Does that have to come from the dugout? How's that going to work?
No, it comes from the player. The player has the player has to tap his helmet or whatever.
Yeah, but are players going to be allowed to tap their helmet? Like, here's the thing. I think first of all,
no.
I imagine
think they're going to look over.
No one's going to be able to tap. Well, the hitter though probably is the best idea of whether the ball or strike. But I think hitters will be different. Gunnar has a really good eye. Gunnar might be getting more leeway. I don't anticipate Cowser challenging any balls or strikes.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to see it play out. I'm annoyed that they are removing the strike box from television broadcasts.
Oh, is that a thing they're doing?
Yeah, because they are concerned that you will see that they'll be able to see it in the dugout.
Oh, interesting.
And tell where the ball placed in the box.
Oh.
So I imagine.
Have you thought about just putting a little bit of tape around your television?
Around my TV?
Around the box would be?
You know what? Let's start selling those. We'll sell little boxes you can put on your TV.
Yeah, you can make it a laser that you can adjust.
So they have this for like Call of Duty and those shooting Fortnite, I guess would be the big one now, where people buy little stickers that they put on their computer monitor for like where the center is for where the gunfire is. Yeah. So I think we could do the same thing with the strike box. Yeah, I like that. I like the idea of we'll sell something.
Yeah, but it seems like the idea is if you only have a couple challenges, no one's going to be challenging until late in the game. in really critical situations.
I think critical situations. I I think
But
critical situations.
third inning with no one on, I don't care how bad the call is. You're probably not going to challenge it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I like this because I want the calls correct.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
So
I also
that.
like the challenge because it's a strategy thing, and I like the strategy.
I hate the challenge thing because I'm like, just get the ball right. But
Nah,
this is a
it's
whole
fun.
umpire union type thing.
Oh no, I think it's entertainment thing for us. And the other thing I think will be interesting to watch in terms of strategy, I think some players will have more leeway than other players. And who has more leeway does, what kind of leeway? Like post game, who has more leeway? Are some players annoyed because they have no ability to challenge, or other players have
So
a
you
lot
think
of
it's
ability
going
to
to be
challenge?
like a captain type thing?
Oh yeah. I think
Yeah.
Albie's going to tell him, hey,
But
you can
see-
challenge, you can't challenge.
But I like the idea. I enjoy the part of an entertainment of, let's say, Kobe Mayo has no leeway,
Yeah.
but he challenges one anyway.
Yeah.
Then I like hey, let's see him get yelled at when he goes back to the dugout.
Because all it takes is a little
Exactly,
tap.
all it takes
Like
is a little tap.
you're gonna get into it and just a tap,
Exactly.
and without thinking, like, oh shoot, no, I don't want to. Like I want
Right.
to see how many takebacks there are.
Right.
Tap and like, oh no, I don't want to. I don't want to.
Like, remember when Chris Davis and Brandon Hyde almost got into it in the dugout?
Yeah.
I hope we see some of that.
Yeah. After that, Chris Davis might just go and tap every time just to annoy Brandon.
Or
Hyde.
like, Kobe Mayo taps his head and Craig runs out of the dugout waving his arms. No.
Yeah. And from the pitcher side of things,
Yes.
I assume the catchers will be making all the decisions to challenge, not the pitchers.
Oh yeah. I assume the catchers will.
And
Yes.
so this becomes another skill. Like how good are you at knowing what a strike is compared to a ball is? And I assume some catchers will be better at this than other catchers. So it's another
I
thing I'm
assume
interested
so.
to watch. Yeah.
I also want to know what it does to pitch framing, because pitch framing is all about grabbing the ball and moving it so it looks like it's in the strike zone.
Right.
So now with the challenge system, pitch framing could fool the umpire, but it can't fool the machine.
Yeah.
So
But
as
it
we
also-
transition more and more towards the machine, do we get rid of pitch framing? Does it go away?
Yeah, but could it also fool the pitcher? And the pitcher's like, no, that was a strike.
Oh,
And the guy's
100%.
like, no, I just framed it really well. That wasn't a strike,
100%,
dude.
because that pitch framing is so fast. It'll totally fool the pitchers.
Yeah. Well, now pitch framing still matters now because there's only two challenges, and I think they're going to
Exactly.
wait to challenge.
It's
but yeah,
when we-
yeah.
When we get away from the challenge and just be like, let's let the robots call it.
Yeah, which is another, I think, anti-robot argument, because one could argue pitch framing is a skill set, and maybe you want to keep that skill set alive.
No,
in the game.
I think it's a cheating skill set. I don't like pitch framing.
Okay.
I don't like pitch framing because it doesn't mean the pitcher got the ball over the plate. It means he didn't, and you're lying.
You're literally stealing strikes or
Yes.
stealing balls. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't like pitch framing where more umpires in the field. I'm good with picking them.
Oh, is that a thing? More umpires in the field? Is that
Well,
what
no. I just mean don't replace them with robots.
Oh, okay. Why?
I don't know. I don't have a good argument. Because I like some imperfections. I like some. Oh, did he trap the ball? Did he catch the ball? I think
That's
I
so
like-
inconsistent. I thought you wanted to get the call right.
I know you're right. You're right. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
My logic makes no sense.
It's like it took till 2026 for football to find out where the where the first down line is.
Yeah, and it took to 2027 for them to finally get the Super Bowl on the right week.
What does that mean?
Next year, it's moving back a week. So it'll be on Valentine's Day, which means you will have the day after the Super Bowl off for President's Day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great idea. I don't know what took so long.
Wait, I had to work today.
So did I.
Okay.
But schools were closed today.
Well, I teach at a school.
Did your kids go to school?
No, but I did.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Which is really a challenging, because my wife and I both work today, and there's no school for the kids because it puts me in a tricky position.
Yeah, you just got to lock the doors and hope for the best.
Yeah, it's a 3-year-old. I mean, a 4-year-old, a 6-year-old, and an 8-year-old. That's
Hey, I got a question for you before we get out of here.
yeah. Ask a question. Let's get out of here.
All right.
I just started watching The Burbs on Peacock. I need to go finish it. Go
All
ahead.
right. You want to talk about The Burbs? Because I watched the first episode of The Burbs.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but The Burbs movie is one of my favorite movies.
One of the it was one of top 10
Yes.
all-time movie. I completely agree.
Yes. how much of the show did you watch?
I'm just on. We just watched the first 2 episodes.
All right. Well, you're more than me.
Okay.
This has nothing to do with the movie other than the font.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Emily says it's very strong. What's that show? Desperate Housewives vibes.
All right, look, I thought the same thing, and then I realized why. It's the same street as Desperate Housewives. It's the same set.
Oh, it's literally the same set.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's the same like neighborhood gossip, all that stuff, which was part of the Burbs, but not. Yeah, but I thought it was going to be a little bit more like a remake. It's not at all.
No,
yeah.
It's also the house from the Munsters.
Okay.
Like they've reused this set, but it's the Desperate Housewives court.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah, so you can mention that to Emily and sound really smart.
I will tonight. And the dialogue is dumb. I don't even understand some of the stuff they say.
I watched the first episode, and Kelly asked me how it was, and I said, I don't know. I'll have to watch it again with you because I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, but I
hate it though because I love the movie so much.
Yeah, and so I'm going to keep on watching, but I'm a little bit hate watching, but I'm going to keep on watching.
That's where I'm at is hate watching.
Yeah.
All right. So here's my question for you, based on an email I just got.
Okay.
And you got this email as well.
Okay.
Okay. So who is in if we plan the following trip? Visit Baltimore, Friday to Sunday, July 24th, 25th, 26th. We go to the Orioles games at Camden Yards on Friday the 24th and Saturday the 25th. We do whatever we want on Sunday. And then on Monday morning, we fly to Detroit and go to the Orioles at Detroit games on Monday and Tuesday.
The old travel with the team routine.
July 27th and 28th. And then we return home on Wednesday the 29th. Are you down?
Oh, man. Okay, so it's at the end of the summer, which I think works pretty well with my schedule. Because class normally don't start to the beginning of August.
Because then the email ends with, once I get firm decisions, I will buy the tickets for the plane and the games.
Oh, is this Dad just emailed us?
Yeah, who else would be emailing us about this setup?
Are you checking your email while you're doing this pod with me?
I have multiple monitors, so my email's always open. And I saw this one come in, and it said baseball. And I told Kelly, asked me today if we were doing a guys trip this summer, and I told her it doesn't look like it. Just plan without it. And then this email came in, so I thought I'd ask you on the spot.
Yeah. I'll have to think about this one. But
it's a long time together.
Yeah, I mean it's a long time away from the wife and kids. But sounds like a great trip. I put some thought into this, and it sounds like it's going to work well with my calendar. End of July.
Yeah,
But all right.
Now
Detroit actually, and I know we're trying to hit different stadiums, and we haven't hit Detroit yet.
Yeah, we haven't hit Detroit yet.
And but they're going to be really good this year. Get to see Valdez or Skubal pitch, and I think they're the clear favorites to win the division. So that's going to be a good series. So that's fun.
Yeah. Now I wonder if that July 24th and July 25th is the 2 Hawaiian shirt games.
There's 2 Hawaiian shirt games?
Yes, on Friday and Saturday.
Oh.
And those are the ones where it was like when I looked earlier, the upper deck tickets were like $130.
Is Dad aware of that yet?
I don't think so.
I bet he has not looked at the ticket prices for those
tickets. Games. Yes.
Yeah. So we'll see if
that might mix things up a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Cool. Well, let's get out of here.
Yes.
So I can ponder my schedule and see if we can make that work.
2 shows back-to-back weeks. Let's keep it going. We're back on schedule.
Well, and plenty to talk about. So hopefully we can talk more about when do the games start being played here?
I believe it's this weekend.
Are we going to be able to talk about some games next time?
Let's see. Orioles spring training schedule. I believe it's next week.
Okay. I know they talked about trying to get some work in too.
Friday, February 20th. This Friday. The Orioles play the Yankees.
All right.
So, yeah, we'll get some baseball to talk about, assuming one of those is on the MLB app.
Well, yeah, it's another thing we can talk about another time.
Yes.
How to watch these games. All right. Well, Josh, thanks for this. This is fun. Fun to talk Orioles. I'm pumped about this season. We're both, I think, pretty optimistic about.
Oh yeah, I'm
about
so
this year.
excited it's back.
And I can't wait. Got to get through this next month. All right, boys and girls, thanks for listening. Tell your friends about the podcast. Go write us a review wherever you listen. Follow us on social media. Just search for Section 336. You can follow me on X at Section 336. Follow Josh on X
At Josh Soroka.
Thanks for listening, boys and girls. And as always, go O's.